Hello and welcome to another post-game edition of the Nittany Dispatch. I'm John Sauber, Penn State beat writer of the Snyder Daily Times. She is Audrey Snyder, doing the same at InsideTheLions.substack.com. Audrey, this is now 4 in a row for Penn State. And, I mean, what can you say? Like, this is it's a bummer, you know?
Yeah, there was no feel-good moment for the Nittany Lions. There was no, hey, you pulled it together after all this adversity this week, the coaching change, the new starting quarterback. Instead, it's a 1-point loss. And at this point, I feel like every week I keep saying the season's off the rails. And I mean, it's abundantly clear, John. This is a team that you look at the remainder of that schedule. I do not see a path to bowl eligibility. I don't see a sixth win.
I don't know that I see a fifth win.
Do we see a fourth win?
Michigan State. Unless they fire Jonathan Smith right before that game and then they get the new coach bump at that time, which Penn State didn't. I mean, Penn State sort of got it today. But yeah,
they had energy. They had some juice.
Yeah, and like you just kind of feel for everybody involved. Like this is the players said they weren't distracted during the game because you obviously have to be focused on the game and the task at hand. But it'd be hard to blame them if they were, or if they were distracted all week. Like this has been a difficult week for a lot of them. And James Franklin was the only head coach that most of them knew. And we'll get to his appearance on College Game Day at some point here. But yeah, this was it was, it was bad, right? Like I think everyone is focusing on the defense, and I understand why. Like they couldn't get stops when they needed to, but they have no passing game. Terry Smith said post-game that essentially they can't throw the ball deep or into the intermediate area. He basically said they have to dump off every throw, and that's all they've got right now. Like, that's a disaster. This is supposed to be a very good offense as random noises start happening.
I was going to say, is the press – is it breaking? Is this the end, John?
I hope not.
I say we got an echo coming through because we're like walls apart. So it's like I can hear you, but we're not echoing on air. It's just it's just annoying. So
that's what
matters. We'll survive.
But yeah, like this is all like eventually going to come to a merciful end. But until that time comes, like I don't know, they're not going to beat Ohio State or Indiana. They're probably going to beat Michigan State. I don't think they're going to beat Nebraska, although Matt Rule didn't exactly cover himself in glory last night.
We can get to that if you'd like.
Yeah, we probably will.
I had an interesting watching experience. We can talk about that.
Yeah, and then Rutgers to end the year. Like I don't know if they win that one either. Right, this Rutgers offense has been decent, but this defense is not good enough right now. The offense is an unmitigated disaster. Kaytron Allen has been awesome.
Yeah,
everything else about it has been a disaster. Like everyone loves the backup quarterback, right? And was always clamoring for the backup quarterback and what they can do. And
well, we got to see him tonight too.
Yeah, this is nothing against Ethan Grunkemeyer. He's clearly not ready for this moment. Yeah. And was it 93 yards on 15 of 28 passing is like it's just not enough for them to win games like this. And it almost was. But I think this is more about Iowa and how desperately Kirk Ferentz wants to kick the ball at any opportunity. Punts, field goals, whatever he can do. Kirk Ferentz wants to kick the ball.
We saw an absolutely sick, disgusting football game today. Neither team covered themselves in glory in this one. But I wanted to go back to what you were saying about Terry Smith because I pulled up the quote here. Smith's opening statement is as brutally honest of an assessment as this team as you're going to get. So I pulled it up, and Terry Smith said, all three areas need improvement. In our special teams, we continue to have problems handling punts and kicks, just making good decisions with the football. On offense, we continue to not be able to throw the ball down the field or even throw the ball in the intermediate zones. We got to get that fixed. Defense, we can't get stops when we need stops. It's glaring. John, what the hell does this team do well? I mean, it's
Kaytron Allen.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad, and it's your guy AJ Harris had a tough look tonight on a tackle.
I don't want to talk about it.
I was going to say I looked down the press box at John during that, and I was like, "Are you okay?" Again, it's one.
Said was, do I see a tear down there?
That's true. I went like that. If you're watching on YouTube, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's insane to me, and I know like I've heard it from fans. We're going to continue to hear it from fans. Everybody has the same idea, and it's what the hell happened? How was everyone so wrong about this team? How did it all fall apart? And the answer to that actually came up on College Game Day Saturday morning when James Franklin was on making his first public comments since getting fired last Sunday. And Kirk Herbstreit, I believe it was, asked Franklin that same thing of like, what happened? And James was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I still don't know. And like, he's going to keep looking at it and try to learn from it. So when your now former head coach doesn't know what went wrong and your interim head coach is saying, hey, these are all the areas where it is not good. This is one of the most baffling seasons for a college football team that I can recall. Just, your preseason number 1, number 2 team. And again, if they get the 5 wins, it might feel like it's going to be a minor miracle at this point.
The last time we
tough.
were all this wrong about a team was Clemson right now also.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing that's so crazy that, you look individually across the board at the talent that they have and the talent that they're supposed to have. And with the exception of Kaytron Allen, maybe we should just be a Kaytron Allen show from here on out. Maybe that's just all we're going to talk about because, I mean, the rest of it, it's just, you look at the offensive line, some not great moments again for them. They were without Vengo tonight, which Terry, if I'm recalling correctly, Terry did say that he will be back. Like they expect that he'll be back, right? Am I remembering this correctly?
The way I phrased the question was, status update on Venga and, will he be available moving forward? And then he essentially reiterated that second part, said he will be available moving forward. So
there we go. So maybe, and there's an off week next week too.
Yeah.
So that certainly helps. But yeah, I mean, you look at it everywhere and it's like, I don't know what you do. I mean, the fact that the best play today for Penn State came from an absolutely idiotic decision from Kirk Ferentz to try a 66-yard field goal attempt before the half.
Listen, it is our jobs to be objective. I think everyone in the stadium heard
dumb,
how loudly
idiotic,
I was laughing.
At best.
I was laughing so hard when it happened. Mark Wogan, Rich Wogie tweeted this out that I called. I said, this is going down with Penn State scoring a touchdown. And like I was cackling when it happened because it was so dumb. Like, it's the kind of stuff that you can't like.
They didn't deserve to win the game based off of that decision alone. Like
what a dumbass decision. Like what is the reward? By the way, there are also 6 seconds on the clock. So even if, let's say, Singleton doesn't return the kick because he was back, I believe he was back there, and he just misses it, Penn State theoretically can then immediately try a 62-yard field goal or take a heave at the end zone. Like it is, I was in disbelief, and that's what I was going in on Iowa on Twitter during the game, and I stand by everything I said because like the decisions they make, like I said earlier, they're so desperate to kick the ball. Like it is like their favorite thing in the world is punting. I was surprised they didn't try it on first down at some point. They love trying these ridiculously dumb field goal attempts. Like I couldn't believe what I was watching, and it led to Penn State getting this 21-10 lead, and they just failed. Like in every way after that.
Xavier Gilliam blocks the kick. Elliott Washington, the second, returns it for the touchdown.
Elliott Washington, who, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but Elliott Washington, who was like, he must have known what was about to happen because he was like 30 yards behind the kicker. It seemed like by the time the ball was blocked, like he was well in position to recover that thing. It felt like he wasn't, but it felt like he was in the end zone waiting for it when the block happened.
Yeah, it was an absolutely stupid decision.
It's so dumb.
I haven't seen the quote sheet yet post game to be like, what the hell was that? I'm sure, I hope it was asked about because it was ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, you're Penn State, and it's like, okay, you make that play, like you capitalize on that. You get I mean, they doubled up because they got the touchdown there. Opening drive of the second half, they come out, they have a touchdown drive, and at that point, I'm like, oh, maybe they'll just.
I thought they were going to win.
John, this defense, like I don't know what's worse, the offense, the defense, or the special teams.
I think the answer is yes.
All of it, but. Not great. All of it bad.
To quote someone that we used to talk to every week, it's all of it.
It's a combination of things, John. Combination of things. They won the middle 8, which Penn State, I thought of James Franklin, that they won the middle 8 but lost the game. So there's
that really was like the reason the game was close though, because of the middle 8, and because of that they took advantage of the double possession there. Like otherwise this would have been probably significantly worse. Their opening drives of both halves I thought were really good. Like They started using Jackson Smolik. They went to 2 quarterbacks. It looked. I thought the first drive of each half looked like Andy Kotelnicki's offense. Like it looked more like what he wanted. And I thought they were going to be better. But at the end of the day, like
in between.
There were other drives, unfortunately for them.
Yeah. And I asked Terry Smith about, Grunkemeier's performance with the 2 picks, but one was essentially an arm punt. That just whatever they took over at the 4 at that point.
Yeah, because they were about to also take a cowardly punt on the 30. Like,
of course,
it's unbelievable.
John, we can't come to this place and not talk about special teams. So I'm glad that like we're keeping that alive as we both look out at Kinnick Stadium where the lights are now off, but it's raining and the wind.
It looks like a nasty wind. Too.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fun walk to the car tonight for our flights that board in like 5 hours. Don't
remind me.
Here's what I will say. Terry Smith has been put in a really difficult spot, right? Like this is hey man, you're up. The coach is fired. The season is an absolute shit show. Best of luck. And he got these guys to play. There was energy on that side, which honestly, pregame there was not. No. You and I were down on the field pregame, and we're looking at each other, and we're like, "This is not going to be good. Like it looks pretty lifeless."
Shout out to the fans who said they listened to the podcast too. By the way,
yes,
always appreciate that.
I was going to say shout out to the fans that yelled over the railing at the cheerleaders. It said, "Hey guys, do something, bring some kind of energy." Because again, it was that noticeable that it just, there was not a lot of juice. But when Penn State came out to start the game, Zachy Wheatley comes with a crazy acrobatic pick, sets the offense up really nicely. They're able to capitalize on that early. And we saw Penn State being aggressive, going for it on 4th downs. They went for, we believe, 4 4th downs tonight. You got to take risks. And I wrote about this in my pregame piece. It's exactly what we saw UCLA do with their interim staff. It's like, this is all house money from here on out. And Terry found a way to tap into these guys. And to his credit, too, they got more guys involved. For the love of our sanity and the sake of us asking about the receiving core,
yes,
Kobe Howard and Tyseer Denmark were part of the rotation. They saw the field, right? These were guys that James Franklin would not play for whatever reason. He kept saying, special teams they have to be better, committed, have to practice consistently, like whatever. Put these guys on the field and see what happens. Like you got to try it at some point, and especially now. Yeah, and so to their credit, they got these guys involved, and you got Jackson Smolik involved, and they rotated through a lot of guys. Defensively, LeVar Arrington II made his collegiate debut, and now we don't have any lights. So
as all the lights go out in Kinnick Stadium,
is it? I wonder, did the power maybe? Nope, we're back.
There we go. We're back on. That was terrifying.
Well, that's our best minutes. That's our show, folks. Thank you for
real quick. Let's take a break to hear from our sponsors in case this gets cut even more short. The rivalries, the marching bands, the upsets. Saturdays just got way more fun. College football is back. Think you know the game? Put your knowledge to the test with DraftKings Sportsbook and turn your picks into big payouts. With live betting, rivalry week odds boosts, and more, DraftKings Sportsbook has everything you need to own every Saturday. And here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DISPATCH. That's code DISPATCH for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility restrictions varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms of responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. John?
Friends over at Roback. I saw some Penn State Roback gear out in the stands today.
There are more lights going off in the stadium. I'm just waiting for them to shut them off in here again.
Well, John, maybe they don't yet, but maybe one day Roback will have glow-in-the-dark gear.
Yes. I'm wearing Roback shorts today.
Are you? I was going to say, you didn't have the shirt on, and you're not going to stand up and model today?
No, I'm not. I did, however, bring a Roback hoodie in case it got a little cold. But
you're going to need that for the rain on the walk back to the car.
I am putting it on before I get back to the car.
But our friends at Roback, new customers can get 20% off their first purchase with code TND20. That's TND20 as the Nittany Dispatch 20. Save 20% off your first purchase at roback.com.
All right, I don't even know if we should.
John, just like Penn State season, we got a soldier on. If the Nittany Lions come out today, they were wearing T-shirts that said "if," and I was curious right about that, and we saw some people astutely pointed out about Kipling, and I did not think today was going to go in a poetry route, and how Joe Paterno had used that with Tom Bradley back in 2000, and the whole. Would you like to recite the poem, John? Are you aware?
No, you're talking way over my head. In 2000, when I was 5.
Well, no, I mean, it's one of the most famous poems of all time. I thought you were more well versed in that. I'm sorry.
I am. I like to read a lot. I don't read a ton of poetry.
Okay, so I won't have you recite it yet. But Terry was asked afterward about why did they do this? What was the meaning? And he said that he told the guys if they bought in, if they worked for each other, if they did all these things, that they'd have limitless potential, limitless opportunities for this season. Essentially, it was like, hey, let's try and find a way to turn this thing around. So they all come out with these T-shirts on. Kaytron Allen was asked about it. And some guys have taken the if and kind of turned the IF into FI and said it, just it, right? Duck it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
And so, again, that's kind of the mindset, right? It's the, hey, if you mess up, duck it. We're moving on. Hey, if this doesn't go our way, duck it. There's another game, whatever it is. And
I think F it is probably
easier, but if I just accidentally say it, right? Then we just get,
Lord knows I have that problem.
Same here. So I think that's the kind of the mindset of where they're at. And I do think, again, that was the credit. All of us all week. We didn't know how they'd respond. We didn't know any of that. So we saw that. And I do want to say, talking to players post-game, one of the things I was asking Kaytron Allen was, why do you keep doing this? Why are you still coming out playing hard when, let's be honest, there's not much to play for other than pride at this point.
And he's playing so well.
So
unbelievably well.
This is a Kaytron Allen appreciation show.
Yes, absolutely.
Which I think we are every week. But
yeah. By the way, the carry differential, for what it's worth, 28 for him, 6 for Nick Singleton. I think people finally got what they wanted.
But John, here I don't understand, because we were told that the running back rotation was set by the position coach and the offensive coordinator, and those guys are still here. But is there something different? Was somebody not here that had been here before? Is that what happened, John? Can you explain?
They've got to be running out of lights to shut out this stadium every time. I just keep seeing it at the corner of my eye. New lights go out.
Are they is this they're trying? I mean, there's still other people. It's not just us. Yeah, there's other people here
that we know of. But no,
I can see them. I can.
It's.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it happened again.
This is great. This is a new.
You want to talk about Nittany Dispatch after dark? How about Nittany Dispatch in the dark?
Oh, and we're back.
They're making us sleep.
This is going to be a hypnotizing show for people watching on YouTube. Yeah.
But no, I think it's pretty clear. The head coach can overrule those things, and how else can we view that, right? They clearly, you mentioned Drayton and Kodolnicki. It seems like to me that Terry Smith overruled them and said, get Kaytron Allen more touches. And they sure did.
He said, duck it.
31 of them, to be exact. Yeah. 28 carries, 3 catches. Pretty absurd number of touches. Honestly, I probably should lower that, but I get it. He was, and this is part of why you should lower that. He was exhausted at the end of the game. I think that's why he wasn't in late in some crucial plays. But yeah, I think it's indisputable. He's the best back, and they're finally treating him like it.
Yeah, and then you get the 4th and 1 with Luke Reynolds. I don't hate the play.
I don't either. Everyone's going to get mad at me for this.
Just no, you didn't get the push that you needed. The Packers run that all the time with their tight end, and it's you know what? For all the ways we can nitpick this season, I can tell you, John, with certainty, when I think back on this season, I'm not going to remember that play, because there are a million other things that have gone wrong this year that it almost feels like talking about these plays at this point, it's it doesn't matter, some of it, right? You're just the bigger context is what. Oh boy, now we get noises. So
I'm hearing doors open.
the bigger
I had to look behind me and make sure that wasn't the door back here that was open.
This is a tough scene in here.
Very tough scene.
But yeah, I think it's like the context is it's the coaching search and it's what happens next and it's who's on this team and what, if any, coaches are still here next year. Like, again, the fact that all of this happened in mid-October, you got to find a way to keep this thing together, which I think Terry Smith will do and will do better than most probably will. And players did say that post-game that Terry was really good all week with them and let them vent and, heard them out and tried to find ways to motivate them and those things. So, yeah, it's just tough. And Terry was asked if he saw James Franklin on game day Saturday morning, and he said he did not see it, but he had heard some clips, saw some things.
I think he said he spoke to people who told him what was
on
there.
Can we talk about that now? Can we talk about game day?
Yeah, I don't know how you can take it as anything other than James is making sure every athletic director in the industry knows that he wants to coach immediately. I saw some people saying that this is an audition for a media job, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, no.
This is clearly him wanting to get back in the industry immediately, which I would anticipate him doing, which is good for Penn State. But yeah, I think he was just kind of, I don't know. I'll say this too. There is a very clear line connecting James Franklin and Nick Saban and why Nick Saban was the person who said those things that like it was unfair as hell.
What's the clear line, John? Can you spell it out for us?
Jimmy Sexton is both of their agent. Like this is not that difficult. You do not need to like think this is like some whatever
conspiracy.
It is, yes, it is just like that's all it is. It's fine. I just think like people were probably reading too much into that. And no, I seen the comments. Safe to say Nick Saban isn't coming here. Spoiler alert: he never was. And so like I don't think you have to worry about that too much. And Jimmy Sexton represents plenty of these other coaches too. It's part of the business. But yeah, I think it was clear as day. He was making sure everybody knew he's ready to coach again, and he's ready to coach immediately.
Which is not surprising because we were both like, yeah, this guy's going to be bored. I said within 2 weeks, but within a week, it sounds like he's ready to go. And the quote that stuck out to me as I'm watching this in my hotel room in Iowa City Saturday morning was, yeah, he's going to go win a national championship elsewhere. That they were close here. He thought he was going to do it here. But John, the thing that gives me a little, not pause, but that kind of made my ears perk up a little bit when he said that was that we're going to go do it elsewhere. So how many of these coaches, maybe players, is he going to try to take with him? Because again, this was at Vanderbilt, obviously when he comes to Penn State, he brings pretty much just about everyone with him. How many of these guys are going to follow James? How many of them will even have an opportunity here? Again, we'll see. But to me, that was the thing of just the player part of that.
Yeah.
How many of these players are going to say, hey, we want to go where James is going?
Players, staff members. I also think in some way he's referring to like his family, right? Like he always says we in that sense. But yeah, players, staff members, I wouldn't be surprised. There are some obvious ones on staff. We'll get into that more when the time comes, when he inevitably gets hired somewhere. Like I think everyone can do the 2 and 2 is 4 and like Brent Pry would make a lot of sense as his next defensive coordinator, right? Like that kind of stuff. But there will be people at Penn State that he takes with him without a doubt. And I'm not just talking on-field coaches, that like actual staff members like that he brought
Andy
here,
Frank,
his people.
Kevin Threlkel.
Yes, those are his people.
Yes, his guys.
Yes.
The strength staff gets interesting. Chuck Losey's his guy, right? Like that's there's going to be a lot of those folks.
I would anticipate Chuck Losey goes with him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of that. And so I don't know. None of today was surprising. I thought, good for him for being confident to say he's going to win that national title.
Well, yeah, the only thing that got me with that was just the player piece of that because I kept thinking like, yeah, guys are going to enter the portal. They're going to go elsewhere.
Many of these
but I didn't think about them following James necessarily.
So many of these guys though their eligibility's up. You know what I mean? Like who were we talking about follows him? Like Chaz Coleman? Like, I don't know. He probably can do better than whatever school James ends up, unless it's like Florida or Auburn. Like which it very well could be. But like I like so many of these guys, like is he like,
oh, you said Florida. I thought you said Fordham, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, why would Chaz Coleman go to Fordham? What is wrong here?
Very much.
Gotcha.
Florida. It's late.
Gotcha.
Okay. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. The other aspect of the whole coaching thing. By the way, see Urban Meyer in the chat. It's not gonna happen. Just to be clear, Urban has had his hands in every single job opening for who knows how, a few years now, and has been the man wants to coach. But everybody saw what happened in Jacksonville, and you cannot hide that sort of thing. And he
Well,
is,
can we
I
talk
feel
about-
confident in saying that he's probably past his prime.
You said Jacksonville, and that made me think of another person who flamed out in the NFL, who was in the spotlight Friday night. None
Sure
other than
was.
Matt Rule.
Yeah, that was. Listen, I think I can't remember if I said this on here. Like Penn State, if they're going to hire Matt Rule, like he has to win. Like he can't go 7-5. It's like,
No,
you can't sell that to anyone.
you got to sell 9. Can you sell 9-3?
I think you have to sell exactly 9-3. And I've talked to other reporters about this too, and like the irony that like Penn State like needs a really good coach to go 9-3, because if they go 10-2, they make the playoff. But if they go worse, you can't sell it. And so it's like, yeah, like in some sense, like they need Matt Rule to specifically go 9-3 if they want to hire him. And I think that applies to pretty much every coach that they're looking at.
Yeah,
last night is not going to help that, because they got smoked by Minnesota, embarrassed themselves on both sides of the ball on offense and defense, and looked kind of completely disjointed in a game which they were like, now everyone's paying attention to Miami Louisville, but when that ended, like everyone tuned into Nebraska Minnesota to watch that.
And I was at a Penn State function Friday night, and the Nebraska game was on, and it was a very great experience to chat with some Nittany Dispatch listeners, also some people who subscribe to my Substack, Inside the Lions, and pick their brains on the Matt Rule experience as that game unfolds and as it gets pretty ugly in the fourth quarter. And one of the things several folks kept saying is, see, this right here, this is why we don't want him. This is why, blah, blah, blah. And they're giving me the reasons. So midway through the fourth quarter, I pop over to Penn State's team hotel and watch the rest of the game unfold from there, which was a really interesting experience, because you have fans mixed in with player parents, mixed in with staffers, all watching this. And, obviously everybody is kind of out there trying to figure out where Matt Rule fits into this. And, Penn State guy, right, makes an obvious connection, the relationship with Pat Kraft, like all those things. So yeah, it's just really unique when you're watching that unfold and everybody's like, oh, like, is this what you want? Is this one game? Is that okay? Do you want more of that? Do you want less of that? Like,
yeah,
everybody has thoughts. And then you get some other people that are, how do I say this? They were in the bar, oblivious to those around them, and just decide to idea dump on their thoughts on the search.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes for some interesting conversations, especially when you've got, coaches, players, parents around you, and those kinds of things. But that's just where we're at. And it's like, to me, it's so weird because this season is unfolding in the background now. Like, the on-field product is not the most important thing, because it's all about the search. And what we're going to remember from this year is, like, this was the year James Franklin got fired and Penn State ripped the Band-Aid off. And
damn, did you just take that right out of my story?
No.
Which you can find at SundayDaily.com, by the way. You can find Audrey's work at InsideLines.substack.com. But yeah, I like the other thing with Urban Meyer, like he's not good at this anymore. Like, I'll just say it, like he's not equipped to handle
Stop
this
giving it air,
air.
John. Stop giving it air.
It had air for a while, and this is the problem.
Because you gave it air.
Oh, I did not give it air.
You gave it oxygen. We're not even going to talk about the other 3-stripe issue that came up this week. We don't need to.
Yeah, because a lot of people within Penn State's atmosphere have incentive to bash the Adidas deal and are still bitter about it, and that's why that's being pushed. In case anyone's curious,
would you any other questions about the buyout you'd like to address? Anything?
No, because I will lose my mind. I am tired. I will lose my mind. I did not get enough sleep last night, and I have to, like you said, our flight's board in like 5 hours. And
yeah, I just realized my clock on my computer is still on Eastern time. So my computer's one, my phone's another one. So
I got excited. I thought it was 11:06, but it turns out it's 12:06 Central Time. But no, I think like this. It's funny. These Saturdays are going to be really interesting for Penn State moving forward too. Like Alabama won. That's probably not helpful for Penn State, but Ole Miss lost, and I find that interesting.
Boy, John, you just had to say that, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I just thrown it out there. That's probably a good place to leave it, right?
I want to throw something out there.
Oh boy! As
I'm at this brewery Friday night, they are selling beers that support the Iowa State Collective, Mr. Matt Campbell. And just thought, because again, we're out here in Hawkeye country, but you get some of the Iowa State mix in there. Just food for thought.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think I would probably be focused on probably Oxford and Tuscaloosa right now. And we'll see. A lot of stuff can change. They have not everyone's clamoring for things to be done now or whatever, but this is so far from
the time. Yeah, I was really surprised that hearing that from a lot of people too.
Yeah,
this thing is not going to be done for a while.
No, and I'm saying,
nor should it be.
Like I said, I'm focused on Oxford and Tuscaloosa. They could both be out of it in a week, and you know what I mean. Things can change quickly.
And I was going to say, yes,
to be as helpful as we can and keeping everyone listening informed, with the caveat that these things change rapidly. I think I said before on the pod, I spent way more time on the phone this week than I ever do during a game week, sending texts, calling people, trying to find stuff. You know what I mean? But and that's all part of this. But yeah, I think right now that's sort of where it's at, and we'll see.
Yeah, and we've got an off week coming up, and then Penn State goes to Columbus, then they play Indiana, and yeah. And we know Curt Cignetti is out of the fold. We've got that cleared up on Friday, so we're chugging along on all fronts.
Curt Cignetti, who was never going to be Penn State's head coach, I made sure to it's not subtweet, but sort of intimate that in my tweet when he signed that extension. I think it said something along the lines of, "As expected, Curt Cignetti staying at Indiana," because yes, that was always going to happen.
So you're now out here subtweeting people, John?
Not anyone in particular, but I just
Okay.
Trying to keep the people informed. Our listeners are very informed if they're paying attention. Which I hope
we
they
try.
are. Yeah, we're trying to be as helpful as we can. We appreciate all of our listeners, especially everyone that always hops in the chat. We're greatly appreciative. As always, we'll try and get to more questions when we go midweek. It's a little tougher post game sometimes just because there's so much. Something just fell in the booth next to me. So
I think a door just.
Yeah. All right. It's time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. Leave those 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button down below. What else here? Oh, yes. Don't forget to subscribe to Audrey at insidethelines.substack.com. Find her on Twitter at @OddSnyder4 and on Blue Sky if you search Audrey Snyder. You can find me on Blue Sky if you search John Sauber. You can find me on Twitter at John Sauber. That's no H in John because there never has been for me. And you can find all of my work, yes, at centerdaily.com. That's CENTRE daily.com. Noticed a lot of people reading that James Franklin story I published in July. It's strange how much that keeps popping up in my timeline. But we will be back Tuesday. Like I said, appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Until then, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.